Hello and welcome to Clearview News. We are reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. Theresa May on the foreign scene has said she will quit as Conservative leader on June 7, paving the way for a contest to decide a new Prime Minister. In an emotional statement in Downing Street, she said she had done her best to honor the 2016 EU referendum result. It will remain a matter of deep regret that she had been unable to deliver Brexit, she added. Mrs. May said she will continue to serve as Prime Minister while a Conservative leadership contest takes place. She will step down as Tory leader on 7 June, and a leadership contest is due to begin the following week. The Prime Minister has faced a backlash from her MPs against her latest Brexit plan, which included concessions aimed at attracting cross-party support. In a statement on Friday, she said that in order to deliver Brexit, her successor would have to build agreements in Parliament. Meanwhile, President Emmanuel Macron of France has urged swift clarification on Brexit after the resignation of UK Prime Minister Theresa May. He stressed the need to maintain the smooth functioning of the EU as the EU ruled out any change to Brexit policy. May is stepping down after failing to get her withdrawal agreement through Parliament 3 times. The French leader also joined EU leaders in paying tribute to May's courage. The European Commission made it clear it will work with Theresa May's successor, but that there will not be any changes to the withdrawal agreement. EU Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker followed Prime Minister May's announcement this morning without personal joy. The President appreciated working with Prime Minister May, describing her as a woman of courage whom he has great respect for. With the development, Conservative MPs will be throwing their hearts into the ring to become the next Tory leader and Prime Minister after Theresa May announced she would be stepping down on the 7th of June. Boris Johnson, Andre Litsom, Dominic Raab and Michael Dove have already been touted as front-runners. And to discuss issues around the resignation of Theresa May, which announcement came earlier today, I have with me a writer, journalist, development consultant, and international affairs analyst, Jide Ojo. Welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. After a long time, people had expected that Theresa May will will resign before now, but she's making the announcement now probably 3 times after Parliament rejected her withdrawal deal. What do you make of this?
Well, first I want to commend her for her strength of character. The last 3 years have been very turbulent for her. Quite unfortunately, she didn't have it as good as Margaret Thatcher, who had the privilege of ruling Britain for about 11 years or thereabout. She had had a very tempestuous 3 years in the saddle. Of course, she emerged as Prime Minister against all odds. People were thinking it was Boris Johnson, who actually was one of the masterminds of the Brexit that was going to succeed David Cameron when he resigned in 2016. So having said that, leaders don't quit. She held on, believing and hoping that she would be able to get the Parliament to support a Brexit deal. Unfortunately, even to the extent of cutting deals with the opposition, Labour Party and the Liberal Democratic, she wasn't successful. And of course, that even worsened the situation for her, because it was a big gamble for you to reach out to the opposition thinking that they will back up your plan, and then they rebuffed it. Your cabinet members have started to resign. So what else? And parliamentary system is once you have a vote of no confidence, serially as it were, you are shown the exit door.
So probably because they gave her the vote of confidence, she won that confidence vote. Probably that was why she said, okay, let me still push it on and see if it come up.
Yeah, but it was a big of a gamble. In as far as she was able to convince the EU for more time. They got an extension. Britain got an extension to October 31st. But you could see that Macron and a host of other EU leaders are impatient. They are not even contemplating any extension of time. And as it were now, many British, including the Labour movement in Britain are pushing for early elections, early general elections. Some are believing that, okay, they could still have a hard Brexit. Some are of the opinion that maybe it will end in no deal. Some are
And that's a
touting
possibility.
that some are touting even another second referendum. It's a lot of cards on the table, but whatever it is, uneasy light there that wears the crown. So I really want to appreciate the strength of character of Theresa May. She has played her part. She has done her level best. It's just that she wasn't able to convince her colleagues
And now,
to support her.
is it the person thing? Maybe is it the person of Theresa May that is making it not to pull through, or because people are thinking that maybe when a new Tory leader comes up, the Brexit deal might just, scale through, as it were. Is it about the person of the Prime Minister that is making this not to work, as it were?
It could be person, it could also be systemic, it could also be fear of what it portends. Yes, UK may talk about, US has never been privileged to have a female US president. This is the second female prime minister in the history of UK. And much as I would not want to look at this from sexist point of view, we all know that our patriarchy nature sometimes above, whether you are talking of white, black, colored, negro, or whatever. Patriarchy, sometimes they will say, oh, who is she to be telling me this is how we should do it? And she has brought different plans, all of them rejected. So I don't know whether a successor will be able to have a swift deal or no deal, because people are seeing the likelihood of a no deal being the or most likely option. But maybe the personality issue can come in if a better somebody who understands the issues, who can also work across party lines, because whatever is going to be done has to be done with by partisanship.
Absolutely.
So to get things through. So it's speculative to think a successor. We don't know who the successor will be. Will it be Boris Johnson?
Yeah, because four leading names, 13 names came up today. That 13 candidate people are being touted as possible successors, and among the 13, Boris Johnson's name came first.
Yeah, because he was the master.
Because he was a mastermind
Yeah.
of the withdrawal.
In 2016.
Yes, in let's say the Leave vote.
Yeah.
Now, do you see the person of Boris Johnson pulling this through easily, probably because he was one of the masterminds, and the fact that he's highly respected, two-time mayor of London and all of that kind of stuff?
But people have also seen him as a very snobbish, boorish individual. But I really don't want to go into the personnel of Boris Johnson. He hasn't gotten it. Maybe if he gets it, knowing full well that he was one of the leading actors that pushed for the leave of UK from EU. Maybe he will understand the issues better and may be able to navigate his way. And given the fact that many of the EU leaders are also men, they can have men-to-men talk, and peradventure that will warrant that may caught the eyes.
Okay. Now, if you watch the video of, and the announcement of the Prime Minister, where she announced that she's going to be quitting as PM on 7th of June, in the ending part of the video, she became emotional and burst into tears. Would you say that was some sort of that was out of patriotism or frustration that after all of my trial, after all of my effort, I was rejected? Maybe it's some sort of admittance of failure on her part.
Well, she's even in the parliament, her voice has always been very quaky. She's been so frustrated. She never knew what else she could do to get things right. And she has shown her humanity, that she's human first and foremost, despite being a woman, despite being a leader. And if David Cameron could quit, then she should. I mean, she listed some of her gains, some of her successes.
Yes, she did.
That. And you don't. I think she's just allowing them. She's overwhelmed. She cast her mind back to all the efforts that she has made to get things to work and to be on the good part of history as somebody who did what many men could not do. But she was frustrated, and obviously she's not living in a blaze of glory come any time after June 7th when she will leave. So I think that deep resentment of, oh, I couldn't succeed with this target I gave myself, and that may have led to that emotional outburst. But I think she should hold her head high. She has done her level best. She came at a very, don't forget, she was a circumstantial leader. It wasn't as if she went through the ballot and she got victory. And of course, there was an early election and she won, and of course retained her prime ministership after the 2016 referendum. But she has played her own part. Quite unfortunately, I think history will be kind to her. Let's see what her successor will do different. Let's see whether the successor will be able to succeed where she had failed. But anybody who understood international politics will know that it's not a tea party. When you want to take an historical decision, it was an historical decision that was taken in 2016 to leave EU. This is an organization you co-founded. This is an organization you have taken responsibility. Now, a lot of issues that were never contemplated or whose full grasp was not in the minds of those who were voting at that time. They didn't realize that they have over 500,000 Britons who are working across many of the EU countries. And what the implication of leaving the EU would be. As at that time they thought, oh, we are the one feeding EU. We are the one responsible for the larger budget of EU. So if we leave, we will have a better deal. But they have come to realize now that it may be it may be a Pyrrhic victory for them, having won the referendum. But now they are reluctant to want to follow through the consequences activated by Article 50 of the EU.
Absolutely. Today is a good place to stop it here, maybe till another time. I'd like to thank you very much for joining us on the program.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.